Welcome my dear learners for this course on engineering graphics. In our module 3 we were discussing about orthography projection of solids. Let us move on to our problem number 14, which states that a hexahedron of 40 mm sides is resting on one of its corners on HP such that one of its solid diagonal is perpendicular to vertical plane. Draw the projection of the solid. This problem is about hexahedron. Hexahedron is nothing but an 6-faced solid. A simple hexahedron is nothing but an cube which has 6 square faces. So now I want this hexahedron in which the solid diagonal is perpendicular to vertical plane. Therefore, if you observe the given problem, the hexahedron is resting on horizontal plane. Therefore, in the first position, I should make this hexahedron stand on horizontal plane without inclining to any of the planes. In the second position, he has not given any inclination, but he has given one int, because in the third position I want to make the solid diagonal perpendicular to vertical plane. As per our knowledge, we can get the true length if and only if it is parallel to that plane. If a line is parallel to vertical plane, I will get the true length in my front view. Similarly, if a line is parallel to horizontal plane, I will get the true length in my top view. Therefore, to make this solid diagonal perpendicular to vertical plane, I should get the true length of this solid diagonal first. Hence, in the second position, I should extract the true length of the solid diagonal. If I extract the true length of the solid diagonal in the second position, I can make this solid diagonal perpendicular to vertical plane in the third position. So therefore, in the second position, I should make the solid diagonal parallel to extract the true length of the solid diagonal. So the solution for the problem will be, in the first position, the hexahedron stands on HP. In the second position, solid diagonal must be parallel to HP, thereby I can extract the true length. In the third and final position, the solid diagonal must be perpendicular to vertical plane, VP. Let us draw XY line first. So this is the vertical plane and this is the horizontal plane. Now we are solving the problem on cube, which is nothing but a simple hexahedron. Therefore, let us consider a cube first in order to note down the corners. Marking the corners for this cube, I will get A, B, C, D. The bases are A1, B1, C1 and D1. In the top view, the observer can see the corners A, B, C, D, whereas the corners A1, B1, C1, D1 is invisible. And also, I want the diagonal of this square. Therefore, I should draw the square such a way that I will get corners on either side. If I draw the edge positioning, that is edge coming on either side, if I take the projection, I won't get the diagonal. In order to get the diagonal in the front view, I should draw the square such a way that I will get corners on either side. If I draw like that in the front view, I can get the diagonal. So therefore, using 45 degree set square, draw the square such a way that we will get corners on either side. If I do that, I will get, first you draw a reference line. On this reference line, using 45 degree set square, I am drawing a 40 mm line on either side, inclined at an angle of 45 degree. Once you draw line on either side in the same set square, draw parallel lines. This completes the drawing of square with corners on either side. Now, in the top view for the observer, the corners A, B, C, D is visible, whereas the base corners A1, B1, C1, D1 are invisible. Therefore, A, B, C and D are visible. A1, B1, C1 and D1 are invisible. Now take the projection vertically upwards such that I will get the diagonal. Now in the front view, mark the height of this side, which is nothing but 40 mm. Connect the top end and bottom end. For this corner positioning, we cannot show the axis. In the top view, the axis is O and O1, whereas in the front view, axis cannot be shown because the edge BB1 is coming in front of it. In the front view, observer will be here. To the observer, corners AA1, BB1 and CC1 are visible, whereas the corner DD1 is invisible. That is, A is visible, A1 is also visible, A prime, A1 prime. Here B prime is visible, B1 prime is also visible. Coming here, C prime is visible, C1 prime is also visible. The invisible corners are D1 prime, O prime and O1 prime. So this completes the marking in the front view and also in the top view. Now to understand the concept of solid diagonal, if you clearly observe, if I join the opposite corners in the same face, I will get the diagonal. That is, B to C will give me the diagonal. So this is termed as diagonal. Whereas if I join the opposite corners of opposite faces, that will give us the solid diagonal. So this is nothing but solid diagonal. Once again I repeat, if I join the opposite corners on the same face, I will get diagonal. If I join the opposite corners on the opposite faces, I will get the solid diagonal. So therefore, if I join C1 prime to A prime, I will get the solid diagonal which is required. So therefore, the solid diagonal is C1 prime to A prime, which I have explained just now. In order to make this solid diagonal parallel, first draw a perpendicular from corner A1 prime. Now to make this solid diagonal parallel to horizontal plane, you reconstruct this perpendicular line which I have drawn to this solid diagonal. The perpendicular line which I have drawn to solid diagonal is A1 prime R. At point R, this A1 prime R line is making an angle of 90 degree on either side to this solid diagonal. If you clearly observe, A1 prime R is not equal to R to C1 prime, because from A1 prime I have drawn the perpendicular line to this A1 prime C1 prime, which is solid diagonal. Now reconstruct this A1 prime R, measure A1 prime to R and draw it as a 90 degree line. Thereby I have transferred A1 prime and R. Now measure the distance between A1 prime to R, transfer it perpendicular to A1R. I have transferred corner A prime. Now measure the distance between R to C1 prime, transfer it perpendicular to line A1 prime R. I have transferred C1 prime. So A1 prime, C1 prime is a solid diagonal which is parallel to horizontal plane now. Now join the edges A prime, A1 prime and A1 prime to C1 prime, and also mark B1 prime between the edge A1 prime to C1 prime. So this length is 40 millimeters, whereas this length is the diagonal dimension. I also noted down the point O1 prime. So now I know the distance of O1 prime to O prime, which is 40 mm. So therefore draw a perpendicular line at the transferred corner B1 prime, D1 prime and O1 prime. So now draw another parallel line at corner C1 prime to get the corner C prime. Now join from C prime to A prime and finish the sketch. So thereby I have transferred the required diagram in which the solid diagonal is parallel to horizontal plane. So this completes the second position in which the solid diagonal is parallel to horizontal plane. Now take the projection vertically downwards and also horizontal. This completes the projection from vertically downwards and also from horizontal. Now marking the corners, I will get the corners as A and A1, B, B1, I have C, C1 and finally D and D1. Also mark the axis which is O and O1. In order to avoid confusion, first draw the boundary of this hexahedron. The boundary of the hexahedron will be A to B, B to B1, B1 to C1, C1 to D1 and D1 to D. So this completes the marking of the boundary of this hexahedron. Now in the top view, observer will be here. To the observer, the farthest corner is A1 prime. Therefore, all the edges emerging from A1 prime are invisible except they lie on the boundary of this hexahedron. The edges emerging from A1 prime are A to A1, A1 to B1 and finally D1 to A1. A to A1, mark it as invisible. And also we have A1 to B1, mark it as invisible. And D1 to A1, mark it as invisible. All these three are invisible because none of these are coming on the boundary of this hexahedron. Now this completes marking of the boundary and the invisible edges. Now connect the corresponding edges of the base and top face and connect the bottom face and top face with their respective edges. Now the bottom face is A, B, C and D. Now the top face is A, B, C, D, whereas the bottom face is A1, B1, C1, D1. Now connect the top face and bottom face D1 to D, C1 to C, A1 to A and B1 to B. So this completes the drawing. So also there is small amount of space available. There we can show the axis. None of the common edges are crossing over. If you see here, one is invisible, another one is visible. Here also one is visible, another one is invisible. So this completes the top view of the hexahedron in its second position, wherein which I have extracted the true length of the solid diagonal. Now in the third position, you make this solid diagonal perpendicular to vertical plane and reconstruct the diagram. If I do that, I will get, now measure the solid diagonal A to C1 and transfer it I have transferred the corners C1 and A, measure the dimensions of C1 to C and A1 to A. Transfer the corners A and C. I have transferred the corner C and A1. A1 to A is invisible. Mark it as invisible. Measure A1 to O and transfer it. Show the axis between C to A1. Also mark point O1. This completes the solid diagonal perpendicular to vertical plane and all the corners coming on it, that is O, A1, C and O1, which I have transformed. Now using compass, measure the dimension of A1 to D1, C1 to D1, transfer it. A1 to B1, C1 to B1, transfer it. Like that you also transfer the corners D and B. Measure A1 to D1, cut an arc. Similarly measure A1 to B1, cut an arc. Now measure C1 to D1, intersect that arc. Similarly measure C1 to B1, intersect the arc. So thereby we have transferred the corners D1 and B1. Now from A you measure D. Similarly you do for B. From A you measure B, draw an arc. From C you measure B, cut that arc. Thereby I have transferred B also. So this completes the transferring of all the corners. Now join the corresponding corners and take the projection vertically upwards and also from horizontal. If I do that, I will get, this completes taking projection vertically upwards and also from horizontal. Now marking the corners, I will get D1, O1 and B1 primes because it is in front view. I have A1 prime, D and A and C1 prime are coming on the same point. If you clearly observe, A prime and C1 prime are coming on the same point. First, you mark the boundary of this hexahedron in order to avoid the confusion. The boundary will be C prime to D prime, D prime to D1 prime, D1 prime to A1 prime, A1 prime to B1 prime, B1 prime to B and B to C prime. That is B prime to C prime. This completes the marking of boundary of this hexahedron. Now in the front view, observer will be here. To the observer, the farthest corner is C1. Therefore, all the edges emerging from the farthest corner C1 are invisible except they come on the boundary of this hexahedron. The edges emerging from this farthest corner to the observer, that is from the corner C1, are C1 to B1, C1 to C and C1 to D1. That is C1 to B1, mark it as invisible, that is C1 prime to B1 prime, C1 to D1, that is C1 prime to D1 prime, and finally C1 to C. So none of these three are coming on the boundary of the hexahedron, so therefore mark all these three as invisible edges. So this completes the marking of boundary and invisible edges. Now connect the bottom face and top face, that is A1 prime, B1 prime, C1 prime, D1 prime, A prime, B prime, C prime and D prime, and finally connect the respective edges A1 to A, B1 to B, C1 to C and D1 to D. If I do that, I will get A1, B1, C1, D1, A, B, C, D and finally A. So now D1 to D, A1 to A, B1 to B and C1 to C. I cannot show the axis O1 prime to O prime. So this completes the given hexahedron problem, in which the solid diagonal of the hexahedron is perpendicular to vertical plane. As usual, I use the same color for these two front views, which means that these two are of same dimensions. For these two top views, I use the same color, which means that these two are of same dimensions. That's all from this lecture. Thank you.